Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Reckless Paradise podcast. I am your host, Dystro, and tonight's episode is another Shoot the Shit episode, number 8, or number 18, number 25, 25 episodes of Shoot the Shit. That is freaking amazing. That is crazy that we've been doing this for 25 episodes, and we will still keep doing them, as long as we live. So, with that being also said, let's just dive right on into it. So over the last few months, I guess like the last month for me and Marissa, um, well, with Marissa's stuff that's been going on and all that crap, if you haven't heard last month's Shoot the Shit episode, I highly recommend you go listen to that. But basically, short, sweet, and simple, she's going through therapy right now. She's not on good terms with her mom right now, which big shocker. And she's kind of like dealing with her dad and all that stuff. And she hasn't had any time to game or anything within like the last month and a half, so she's kind of just like trying to find stuff to do and not get bored, and which, I mean, I understand that completely. um but just keep her in your prayers, guys, because she needs all the help that she can get right now. But yeah, she's going to therapy, she's doing all right, she's trying to like just take it day by day, as we always do as humans. But with that being also said, my weekend was jam packed full of stuff. I guess let's just start with Friday. So on Friday, or well, I should say me. I was working and all that stuff, and it was just a normal day and all that stuff, and I asked my boss Andy. I was like, hey, like, is it okay if I go over to your house, to kind of like play some video games and all that stuff, just chillax for a while. And so he was like, yeah, he's like, just give me some time to like do some chores and all that stuff. And he's like, I'll let you know. And I was like, okay. So then around 4:30, almost 5 ish, he was like, hey, just come on over. He's like, you can come on over whenever you want. I was like, okay, big bet. So I end up not getting there till like 5:15, which I was like, okay, it's not bad, but it's not worse, or close to like maybe 5:30 at that point. Because multiple people, was involved in a shootout at where his neck of the woods was, and there's a lot of traffic backed up, and it was just so much mayhem. And I was just like, oh my god, people, like, just fucking move, like, just people, just move out my fucking way, please. And so then I get there, 5:30, like maybe 5:25, if I'm being fair here. Um, just comes in and like, I was like, bro, like, you will not believe like what just happened. And then he was telling me about the shootout that happened. I was like, oh, I was like, so that's what happened. He was like, yeah. He was like, that's what caused traffic to back up. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, good thing, I guess, like, I try to find another way around it. And he was like, yeah. So we end up playing some Phasmophobia. If you guys do not know what Phasmophobia is, it's like, just go check out Markiplier's channel and Jacksepticeye's channel and many other channels that has played this game, to know what I'm talking about. But it was actually kind of fun. We played it for, I think, like maybe 2.5 hours, if I'm not mistaken. On the first ghost, man, like, they killed both of us like in one go. Second one, we were more and more lucky. Third one, Andy had, he died in the game and all stuff, and I survived. And the ghost, I took it up with chance on that one, and I got it right, which was like big goal. Fourth one, we weren't really so lucky, and then the fifth one, we were kind of lucky a little bit. But then it was like a little bit after 8, like maybe 20 minutes after 8, and he was like, "Hey, he's like, do you want to watch the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, because it was on that day, on that night?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Like, let's just watch it and all stuff." And like, it wasn't even to the Jake Paul and Tyson fight yet. There was a match that was on before, and I was like, okay. I was like, well, it's like, it's 20 minutes deep into the thing, so I was like, okay, let's just watch it. And we watched from that fight until the Taylor and Serrano fight. That fight was really good. The the two matches of the night on that card, I would say, is Taylor and Serrano, and then Barrios versus Ramos. Even though, like, Barrios and Ramos like ended in a draw, which was a boo. Then the Serrano and Taylor fight was like it was just such bullshit. Like the Taylor girl, she headbutted Serrano and she got a point deducted, but then she still won with that point deduction. Make it make sense, boxing community, because like that was just such bullshit. Even though like I understand like maybe if Serrano headbutted Taylor or something, that's different. But like Taylor was headbutting the shit out of Serrano, and it caused her like get busted open, and some of her skin was like flapping off and all that stuff, and it's just like, oh my god. So then to this day, like, my boss is like just still fed up with that fight. I'm like, Andy, just let it go. Just let it go. um so then those two fights were matches of the night for me. And then it was time for the Tyson and Jake Paul fight. I think like at that point we were like talking to a coworker of ours. Also, hi Rebecca. It's another shout out for you. Rebecca was like, "Hey, like, do you want to play some Phasmophobia?" We're like, "Yeah, sure." So then we played for like another hour, and then like maybe like an hour and a half. It was like almost close to midnight when we had finished. Because her Wi-Fi was getting like little fucky wucky and all this stuff, and she was just like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go to bed." We're like, "All right," like good night. And then Andy was like, "Hey, like, do you want to just watch the rest of the Tyson and Jake Paul fight?" I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. Let's just watch it." And it was like round four, and we knew like kind of like Jake Paul was kind of winning because Tyson was not really like punching Jake Paul. He was just more of like dodging and blocking and all that stuff. There's like a lot of rumors been going around, like, Jake Paul paid off Mike Tyson to like, help feed his family and all that stuff. Like Tyson was just ringing it in and all that stuff. I don't know if any of all that is true or not, but it's like, leave your thoughts to yourself, because like not a lot of people want to talk about this sort of thing. And like, yes, like, Tyson's like, he's 58 years old. He's almost going on 60. And yeah, like, he's got to like help feed his family and all that stuff. But he's getting paid $20 million for that fight. Whereas Jake Paul's like, he's getting paid no matter what. He's getting paid 40 million for that fight. And it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, like I understand it's like if it was like a struggling fighter or something that, but not like Mike Tyson. Like, come on, people. Like that's just ridiculous. But nonetheless, like, it was okay. Like the finish was like kind of stupid. But the one fun part about that ending scrimmage there was like Tyson kind of calling out Logan Paul, and like Logan Paul's like, "Motherfucker, I'll kill you, man!" Like he's like, "I'll kill you, bro." Um, and then one of the funnier parts during like like way before it, I don't know if it was like intentional or not or unintentional. But one of the cameramen was like kind of like he did like a swooping down shot a little bit and just saw Mike Tyson's ass, and it's just like, what the hell? Like, was that intentional or not intentional? Because I think they just forgot to cut it, and they were just like, okay, let's just leave it in. I don't know if it's like since it was live, they were like, okay, like we can't really cut that. But it was just more funnier that way. So we finished the fight and all that stuff, and Andy was like, "Hey, do you want to play some more Phasmophobia?" I was like, "Nah." I was like, "I'm just gonna go home," and he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right." So then it was midnight when it was finished. I got home at like 1:15 maybe, and I was like, "Man, like I'm super exhausted." And then I was like, oh yeah. And then I remembered like, oh yeah, like I had to wake up in like the next like maybe 7 or 8 hours, because or 7 or 8 hours to kind of like get myself ready, like take a shower, get myself like mentally prepared, because last night, Saturday was a GCW show, the Nick Gage Invitational, number 9 in Orlando. If I had probably seen somebody there, like that's like maybe a subscriber to our YouTube channel. That's cool. But yeah, so me and Andy, we drove down to Orlando. It was like two and a half hour drive. And we were there super hella early. Like doors didn't even open till 7. Show didn't start till 8. And so we were just like, well, fuck. Like, what were we supposed to do now? So then we just literally just sat in the car and like kind of like just wasted time. Like we walked to like a Korean food market and all that stuff and just like walked around in there and just looked at the different things. We walked up and down like the plaza, like strip and all that stuff, just trying to kill time. Um, so then Andy was like, "Hey, he's like, do you want to like go to the food market with me?" I was like, "No, I'm good." So then he was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go get one thing." And he comes back with like 4 things in 2 bags. I was like, "Andy, like, what the hell you doing, bro?" Um, he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I wanted my gummies and I wanted these like cupcake cookie things and all this stuff." I'm like, "Dude, like, come on, bro." He's like, "Don't judge me." I love the man to death. So then doors open. Well, doors were almost open, but me and Andy got waiting in line and all that stuff, and I saw my boy Mittens, huge supporter dude. He's like a cool dude. In and out of like Twitter and the circle and all that stuff. There were some like guys that were behind us that were like drinking some like Yangling beers and all that stuff, and like kind of like smoking some and all that stuff, and they had these shirts on called Chud, and Mittens is like, "No chuds allowed, no chuds allowed," and it was just like an overall like good time, like positive vibes everywhere. And plus, like, good thing we got in line when we did, because it was like a long ass freaking line down to like uh some of the stores and all that stuff. So it was funny. Also, during that exchange, there was a lady that was in front of us with either her boyfriend, brother, whatever, like a friend of her or hers or something, and she had these like probiotic like little soda drinks and all this stuff, and they're like yay big. I know you can't really see what I'm showing, but it's like kind of like maybe like 2 or 3 inches, and it was like a little small thing, and she was like, "Yeah, like I bought these," and she's like, "I just gotta get rid of them," and she was like, "Just have some for yourself." I was like, "Okay, cool." I had like 2 of those, and I was like, "Okay." I was like, I felt really good for like the whole rest of the show, and mind you, that this venue is super small. It is really small. It probably seats maybe like, if I can be honest here, maybe like 500 people, maybe roughly, maybe 600. I don't really know. I don't know logistics about that whole venue or anything, because I have not been to that venue. Um, but it was a almost like a full house in there. They had like pipe and drape up, and they had like this big huge stage, and there's like the ring in the middle. Um, and so that was like an overall like cool experience, because like me and Andy, we were standing room only. There was a lot of people that were standing room only, and where the ring was is like front row is like maybe like 2 maybe 3 feet away from that. So if anybody got hit with debris or glass or anything, it's like you're fucked. You're really literally fucked. um but it was an overall good time. One of my all-time favorites, Sawyer Wreck. If you know who you are, like, God bless you. Sawyer Wreck like won the whole tournament, which I was like, that made my heart happy. Because it was like kind of the winding down of her career a little bit. From what I've heard from somebody. Um, I can't remember the guy's name who said that to me, but if you know who you are, shouts out to you. um, but yeah, it was like overall good time. We made it to, I think, the second semifinal match, and then me and Andy were like, let's just go home, because like we were just kind of like getting tired. We were getting worn down, and plus like my legs and my back was killing me, and it was just like, nope, you're gonna regret tomorrow morning. But there was like some overall cool people that I met there. Like, we were shaking hands and all that stuff. We were just interacting and all that stuff. Um, I got some cool like videos and pictures. I took a picture with Mance Warner, the world champion of GCW right now, which was kind of cool. I didn't get to meet Nick Gage though. That was the only thing that I didn't get to do. Was meet Nick Gage. I'm kind of sad about that, but there's always more GCW shows. There's a GCW show in Tampa next month, which hopefully I can go to. If not, that's all right. You always have GCW shows all the time. So it was just one of those things where it's like I was there for like one person only, and I didn't get to meet that one person. Um, but then we left the parking lot. We were leaving, and it was kind of good thing we did because that venue was about to close down like within the next 2 hours, and we were just like, yeah, let's just go home. And so I was just like, just driving and all that stuff, and I was just like just talking to myself like a little bit, and I was just making sure, like me and Andy were. I was asking Andy like, what do you think about it? He was like, yeah, I liked it. It was fine. And then like maybe like not even 15 minutes later, like I look over at him. He's like, this man's asleep. And I'm like, oh my lord. So I knew he was tired. And we went over a bump. Funny story. We went over a bump, and he like woke up. He's like, huh? I said, what's going on? What happened? And I was like, we're fine, we're fine. He goes, okay, whew. Man, that scared me. I was like, oh my lord. Um, but then earlier that day, one of our coworkers, again Rebecca, she was like, "Hey, like, do you want to play some Phasmophobia later?" And I looked at Andy. I was just started laughing. I was like, "I fucking called it." Um, I don't think Andy played Phasmophobia as soon as he got in, so it was just funny. Um, but yeah, overall good weekend. Today I didn't really do much. I slept in. I slept until like 9:30. Because I knew I was gonna be like tired as fuck. Um, so yeah, it was like an overall cool experience. Friday and Saturday, like I got to watch boxing, got to go to a GCW show last night. Got to watch or play some Phasmophobia with some friends and all that stuff. It was overall, cool time. Um, I don't think anything else happened. But I mean, besides me, my channel, hitting 1480 subscribers, which I am really thankful for. Hopefully I can get to 1500 by the end of this year, which is looking to shape up maybe kind of quickly because I'm at 1482 right now, which is cool. It's like it's on the right track and all that stuff. um I think other than that, I think that about wraps it up for episode 25 of Shoot the Shit, for the Reckless Paradise podcast. Thank you very much for listening and or watching this YouTube video, if I could speak today. Please make sure to follow us on all social medias and look in the link tree in the description below, which will take you to our Instagram page, Twitter page, Facebook page, or well, our individual Facebook pages, I should say, our individual Twitters and our individual Instagram pages, our Reddit page. What else? There's probably something else in there too, but other than that, I've got to get the song of the night. So tonight's song of the night is from a band that I have loved personally all my life, but I think Marissa's maybe got into them a little bit. Is Bullet for My Valentine, and this group is like very synonymous with like mid 2010s, like early 2020s sometimes. But this song is from I think Scream Aim Fire, and I think it is from Scream Aim Fire, if I could pronunciate today. And it's called Waking the Demon. This song is very fast paced and it's very in your face. That rhyme don't hate the player, hate the game. Bars. And and it's very how should I put it? It's very with the times, I guess. It's very with the times, I guess, if you want to put it in that way. So yes, that is tonight's song of the night. Bullet for My Valentine, Waking the Demon, and that's it. Now see you this Thursday. Peace.